In this video, we're going to have a look at break-even analysis. Okay, so in businesses or if you're an entrepreneur or anything, you're trying to make a profit. Okay, a profit is where the income, okay, is greater than the cost. So you might make watches. A watch might cost you $50 to make. You sell it for $100, though you make a profit of $50. In this video here, we've got this graph and we've got this red line which represents the cost. So this is how much it costs you, okay? In this case, we're talking about wallets. The blue line is the income. Here, where it's shaded, in this area, is the profit zone, okay? Down here is the loss zone. So there's a certain amount of wallets that have to be sold before you enter the profit zone. And that's the first question. How many wallets need to be sold to break even? Break even is that point where you're no longer in the loss zone, but you've broken into the profit zone. And it's at this intersection of the two lines right here. So how many wallets need to be sold? Let's go down. That is 3 wallets. So 3 wallets need to be sold, okay, to break even. How much profit, question 2, is made when 5 wallets are sold? Let's go up. Let's go across to 5 wallets right here. Let's go up this line here. You've got a ruler. You can do it neat. Let's see. Okay, here's the red line. Let's go across from the red line, intersection point. Okay, that is about halfway up here. How much is that represented? What's halfway between 120 and 140? It's $130. So it costs $130 to make 5 wallets. Continuing up here, let's go to the intersection point of the income line. Going across, it's going to be halfway between 140 and 160. This is $150. So we know that profit equals the income minus the cost. This equals income was $150 minus the cost $130. This equals a $20 profit is made when 5 wallets are sold. Find the equations of both lines. Let's have a look at the red line. Let's have a look at the cost. So over here, I'm going to do this. The cost, which is what color line? The red line. Let's do it in red. So that's right here, costs. Okay, so let's have a look at the costs here. I'm going to do it in red. The cost line is the red line, and an equation in the straight line is we're going to put in this gradient intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So here's our y-axis, here's our x-axis. All we have to find are 2 things. We have to find the gradient, m, and the y-intercept, b. So let's start with the y-intercept. This is nice and straightforward. Where does the red line cross the y-axis? Well, it crosses it right there. And right there is in between 20 and 40. That equals 30. So right there in the middle is 30. The gradient. We need to make a right-angled triangle somewhere appropriately on this red line and do rise over run. So we know that m, the gradient, equals rise over run. This equals, so rise over run. I'm going to pick at this point because it's a nice intersection in between there. I'm going to pick here, and this crosses this point here very nicely as well. So there's my right angled triangle. What is the rise? Going up there. Now notice this is going up by 20. Okay, so 20, 40. The rise is 40. The run is, it's going across there, 4 units, but notice here, 1 unit from 1 to 2 is 2 spaces. So this is a space of 1, 2, 2. So 40 over 2, the gradient equals 20. So therefore the equation is just y equals m is 20, x plus 30. Now, because the y-axis is labelled dollars, What is it talking about, income or cost here? It's talking about the cost. So let's put C equals, what is the x-axis? It's the number of wallets. So I might just put N for number of wallets. 20N plus 30. Nice, that is our equation of the cost line. In blue, I'm going to do the equation of the blue line to find the equation for the income. So again, I'm just going to do it over here. We have to think about the two things, the gradient and the y-intercept. So I've got y equals mx plus b. This is for income. So what is the gradient? M equals, and we need this y-intercept, b equals, well, where does this blue line cross? Right at the origin. The y-intercept is 0. That makes sense because for 0 wallets made or sold, you don't get any income, you haven't made any, you haven't sold any, so the initial starting point is $0. Notice here for costs, it cost him $30 initially to start up making his wallets. So what is the gradient of this blue line? Let's have a think about this. I'm just going to get rid of all this. I'm going to start down here at the origin. That's a nice point. Where else does it cross a nice point? Right there. Here's a right angled triangle. The rise, remember, goes up by 20, 40, 60. And this is 1, 2. So M equals rise over run. The rise is 60. The run is 2. M equals 30. Therefore, the equation of the line is y equals M is 30, x plus 0, we don't need a plus 0 there, so y equals 30x. Now, just like we did over here, y is dollars, but we're not talking about cost, we're talking about income. So let's make it I equals 30, x-axis is still the number of wallets, n. So there is our two equations. The cost is 20n plus 30. The income equals 30n. Okay, we can see that straight away. So it's not a question up here, but can you see here, how much do you actually get for one wallet? You get $30, okay? You earn $30 per wallet, and that's represented by the gradient. Okay, so you get $30 for every wallet. That's it for this video. Well done.